Are you worried that you're creating all this content and people aren't actually watching or listening? If that's true and you're feeling like your engagement or your views are down, well, you probably need to work on your hook. With social media becoming more and more of a search engine and people looking at social media for more and more great content and valuable content, we need to get better at hooking people into our content so they actually read and get the value that you're creating. In this episode, we are going to walk through everything you need to know about how to create a great hook and stop that scroll. Let's get to class. Welcome back. It is Michelle from Business Mom School. I am glad that you're here. At Business Mom School, we help you go from not knowing what to do in your business to doing exactly what to do. And how we do that is with 2 weekly emails that you get from me. It's free. You just have to sign up. You can text BMS to 951 309 7885 or click the link below. You need to sign up for Business Mom School because I'm helping you from start to finish get your business set up for success. In the first email, you're going to get all the training for that week, as well as a homework assignment and some freebies and some wonderful things. And then you also get a marketing update email where you get all of the new marketing trends, all the news, all the trending audios for that week. So it's free. You should be a part of it. Make sure that you join below. And in this episode, we are really focusing on hooks for Instagram and social media in general, but we're going to talk specifically about Instagram. And this might feel like, oh my word, why are we spending a whole episode about this? And the truth is, it's really important because the more and more people who are creating on Instagram, the more competition we have. Like, what is it that you have like 0.3 seconds to catch people's attention and get them to click? We only have a split second for people to decide if they want to look at our content. We need to make sure that that split second is convincing enough to get them to want to watch or to read, because otherwise we're creating all this content and no one's watching. And so that's a waste of time. And so, yes, a hook is this important. It's something that you need to commit to getting better at. And you're not going to get better at it until you're going to learn my formula here, but you're also going to practice and you're going to start paying attention because there's a lot that you can learn by looking at what others are doing. So why is a hook so important? Well, most of our marketing hinges on a good hook, whether it's effective or not, whether people click, it really comes down to the hook. And where do hooks go? They can go on the first slide of our carousel post. A hook is in the first line of our caption. A hook is in the headline on our reels. And then hooks are also in our stories. There's different types of hooks and hooks are everywhere. And it's really a way of learning how to create content that's engaging and getting people to want to click and to read. So before we start, I want you to do a little bit of research. And this research can come as you scroll about your day, right? As you're watching on Instagram, as you're reading or watching your posts on Instagram, I want you to start paying attention to those things that are drawing you in, the things that make you want to click. Why did you want to click that? And you're going to start to see that people are using hooks all the time and they're working because you are clicking on them and viewing. And so you need to figure out like, what is that hook? What are other people using? And then you can also do some research in what kind of hooks are people using in your industry? What is working for them? What things are working for you when you see their content and you just want to click. And when I go through this formula, it's going to help you see those specific things that are working, but to just start paying attention because it's your job. I know you're a business owner and you don't want to be a marketer, but you are. That is just the name of your game. And what a blessing that we have this free platform that we get to use to reach so many people. We have to learn the rules of the marketing game, and hooks are one of them. So let's get into the formula. Okay. The first one is that we need to be very specific. We need to be specific about the person that we're talking to, the problem that they have, and the promise of transformation. If you think about your content should be focused on your person, their problem, and solving that problem and helping them have a transformation. And so your hook should have this as well. So this can show up in all of those hook places that I talked about: carousel, caption, reels cover, and in your stories. So to do this, you're going to create content that is specific to your person and solve their problem and help them transform. In your hook, you're going to speak to that specific person. You don't want to speak to like all moms, right? No, you want to talk, or me, I want to talk to business moms. So what would business moms want to hear from me about? So how to get 2 more hours in your business day. That's something very specific to business moms. Or what to do while your kids are napping to grow your business. Very specific to business moms, right? It's very, very specific to who they are, what their problem is, and what they want. Their promise of transformation is they want to be successful. They want to have great time management, those kind of things. So you have to think about your person. What would they actually want to click? That means that your hook is going to have the person, the promise of transformation. Okay, next up is it sparks curiosity. We don't want to give everything away in that first line. We want them to have curiosity about the next step. They're like, oh, what do I need to do during nap time that's going to increase my productivity? I want to swipe through because that's actually something that I want. I'm curious. I need to know. I want to know. So curiosity is a huge thing. Next up is being social. Now, this means that we are asking for help, that we're inviting people in and asking for our community to build. So these are things that are like, help me out, or I need your opinion on something. Now, these are going to show up less on our carousel posts and more on our stories and in our caption. So I don't need to do a carousel post that says, what dress should I wear to my event, right? I don't need to do that. That's probably shouldn't show up in my feed. But that is a great way to have a hook for your stories. Because with our stories, a lot of times we don't have a story strategy, right? We just show up and we're like, oh yeah, here we are throughout my day. But you have to think that part of your job as someone on Instagram is to help people be curious and want to watch your stories every day to see what you do. And part of the ways that you can do that is to hook them in by asking their opinion and getting some social stuff happening on there so that they can respond back. So the social aspect of the hook, if it's in the caption, it would be like, calling all business moms, I need your opinion. Then the caption can ask them their opinion. And then in your stories, you can say, oh, I'm about to go to this event. Which dress should I wear? That's a good hook to let people know that you need them to stay through all those trying on videos till the end. And the next one in the formula is it solves a problem. So when you're creating your hook, think about what problem is my person having and how can I create a headline out of it? So 10 tips to get your emails opened. That would be a good hook. I know that my audience is sending emails and they are really tired of the open rate declining. And so they want to know, how can I get my emails opened? So think about it for you. What problem is your person currently having? Are they killing all their plants because you're a plant shop owner? Then 3 tips to healthier plants that don't die. I need that one. Maybe you're a photographer and it's the top 5 pictures every mom should take on the first day of school. You could shorten that up. That's pretty long. Top 5 back to school pictures for every mom. Okay, there it is. So those are the 4 in the formula. The specific, spark curiosity, social, and solves a problem. You don't need to use all 4 of those in every hook, okay? But you need to think about all those and how you can incorporate as many as you can in each hook. So here's some bonus things that you need to think about. Number 1 is if you can use numbers and lists. I use numbers and lists all the time. Someone asked me recently, why is it always like a list on blog posts or in Instagram? And I said, here's the thing. It's quantifiable. It's something I can imagine. I know when it's going to begin and I know it's going to end. And I know exactly the value that that person is going to give me. If you say 7 headlines to get people to open your email, I know that's exactly what they're going to give me. It's speaking to a problem that I have. It's specific to the person. And I'm curious, right? It's spark curiosity. I want to know more. I need to know more. And so lists are really good because our mind thinks that way. And I know exactly what's coming, which leads me to the second bonus tip. And that is that you need to deliver what you promise in the hook. Do not do this clickbaity hook in order to get people to come on board, because that is just going to make people not trust you and not follow you because they know that they can't be trusted, and it's not worth it, my friend. It's never worth it. Next is you need to make it fun. One of the problems that a lot of people have is that they need a little joy in their lives. They need a little bit of fun. So you can solve that problem. If that's the type of account you are, just be a little fun. You don't have to be super serious all the time. Like poke fun at yourself, poke fun at the industry. Just show up better and more. And that leads me to the next bonus tip, which is be you. Figure out who your brand is and just show up as you in your hooks and the things that you create. And it's going to connect people on a deeper level. All right. So now that you have the 4 S's in that formula and some bonus tips, let's work through how you can create these hooks for you. So let's say you're an influencer and you're getting on your stories and you want to share some of your new jeans that you just got. I would think about, what does my person need? Who is my person? Who am I talking to? My person is a little bit nervous about not wearing skinny jeans anymore. They're trying to branch out, right? My first slide in my stories would be, I'm making the leap. No more skinny jeans for me. Will you help me decide which ones look best? And then I would go into, hey, I found these skinny jeans. These are more expensive ones. And then I got some cheap mom jeans. Will you help me know which ones are best? And then I'm going to create a blog post for you so that has all the links or whatever. That's how I'd use that. Maybe you're creating a reel from the best jeans for the year. This is where I would use some trending audio and I would do some quick transitions so that you show different jeans. And the hook would be 7 best jeans for fall for all body types or for mom bodies. That's better. 7 best jeans for fall for mom bodies, something like that, right? There's a hook. I'm like, I'm in. I've got a mom body. I want to know what jeans I need to wear this year. And then the hook at the beginning of the caption would say, I need your help. Which jeans do you like best? Now you've got a lot of hooks going on, right? About the same content. Okay, let's try a different one. Maybe you sell headbands or you sell hair accessories for women or for little girls. You have this physical product. In your stories, you are going to do some hooks about how many hairstyles do you think I can make in 5 minutes or less with this headband? Okay. That's going to be your hook. And then the next couple slides are going to be showing the different hairstyles. This would make a great reel as well. And we already got the headline right there. And then in the caption of that reel, you would say, which hairstyle are you going to try out? Or which hairstyle is your favorite? Or can you believe I got this many hairstyles in there? This tutorial is going to save you on day 5 of your hair wash not being washed or whatever. So that is with a product-based business. If you're noticing, this isn't actually that hard and you're probably already doing some of it, but it's being really cognizant of how you're using it and when you're using it. We need to be using this all the time because this is just prepping people and getting people, especially like in our stories, it's just preparing people to want to stick around and stick with us and watch through our whole stories. If we don't do this, then it's haphazard and it's not as effective as it could be. And then in our reels, we just are really paying attention to what our headline is and what will get people to want to click and watch. All right, let's talk about for a service-based business. Let's say you're creating content and you want more hooks and better hooks in your stories for like your podcast or whatever. And you'll notice that I actually do this at the beginning of my podcast as well. When I start my podcast or my YouTube videos, I start with a person and their specific problem and the promise of transformation every time. And then I give it a great title that is specific. It usually has some numbers in it and it solves a problem. I mean, go look at any of my headlines on YouTube or podcasting, and they all do the same thing. And with my podcast, at the beginning of my podcast episode, I will talk about the specific problem and why it's important to talk about, and then tell them how I'm going to solve that problem and what that's going to do for them. So today, I mean, I just did it, right? I said, listen, if you aren't creating good hooks, then no one's reading your content and then you're wasting all your time creating content. So you need to work on good hooks and I'm going to show you how to do it. That's a great introduction hook. You can do the same thing in your stories if you're promoting your podcast. Think about the problem that someone is having, a specific problem, and then how are you going to promise that promise of transformation? We're doing this all the time. We just need to get better at it. So start paying attention. Do that research that I showed you. As you're doing that research, what I would do is start saving them to a specific folder on my Instagram account so that you have some hook inspiration when you're drawing a blank. Do I want you to copy them? No, I want you to use them for inspiration so that you are not starting from square one. All right, now I want you to go test this out. You're going to go do your research and the content you create is going to be really focused on making sure that your hooks are good. And you're not going to be good until you start and you try and you get better and better. And the more you do it, the more you see it around you. And the more experience you have, the better you're going to get at it. So don't be scared of this. You can do this. You can conquer this. And I'm so excited that you're here. If you are not subscribed, make sure that you do that so you never miss an episode, and we'll see you next time.